Hello there, this is Aaron here, and wow, it's been 9 months since I last played Genshin Impact. And that was back in closed beta test number 1, and here we are in the second phase. Number 1 was a little bit under less than a week, if I remember correctly, of gameplay time. And the second one, I think it's going to be at least 2 weeks, hopefully more. No confirmations yet from the game developers. So just a quick recap for anyone that's not familiar with the game. Genshin Impact is a game created by MiHoYo, and they created another game on mobile called Honkai Impact 3. And this game is an action RPG in a very vastly large world, and we only got 30% of it in the previous test phase, but they added another new region called Liu on top of Mondstadt. Like this, I think it's a completely different theme. So Mondstadt was kind of based off medieval Germany, if I remember correctly, and Liu is like more of like Oriental, like Chinese culture, kind of like terrain and culture from the city there. Now, Genshin Impact is going to be available on PC, Android, iOS, Switch, PS4, and possibly Xbox, but I have no confirmation on that last one for Xbox yet. And it's going to be very cross-platform, and that's something that makes it really easy to port. It's a strength of Unity engine basically, and which they developed from. Now, before I get started and enter through this gate, quick background is the world is called Teyvat, a fantasy world with like 7 Archons, which are the deities that kind of look over the world, and they empower the citizens, people with visions, which give them elemental abilities. And we play as the traveler, and I'll get into that after I enter through this door.
So, what you're trying to say is that you fell here from another world? But when you wanted to leave and go on to the next world, your path was blocked by some unknown god?
Outlanders, your journey ends here. Who are you? The sustainer of heavenly principles. The arrogation of mankind ends now.
Wow, that is awesome. So instead of a boring character selection screen where you basically pick from the female character or a male character, so you get the brother and sister. So it looks like they added a background to actually how they get separated. It's pretty cool. So whoever we pick, obviously the other one's going to somehow disappear. Now I'm going to pick the brother, of course, because everyone tends to play the sister for some reason. I don't know why, but that was what I noticed in closed beta test 1. And it's really cool to see the voice acting. They have voice actors in English too, English dub, in addition with other languages.
Give my sister back! And just like that, the god took away my sister. Some kind of seal was cast upon me, and I lost my power. So while we used to travel from world to world, we are now trapped here. How many years ago was it? I don't know. But I intend to find out. When I woke, I was all alone, until I met you 2 months ago.
Yeah, Paimon really owes you for that. Otherwise, Paimon likely would have drowned. So Paimon will do her best to be a great guy.
That's actually kind of funny how they added the background for how the traveler actually met
We should head
Paimon,
off.
because before
Let's
she was
get
kind of
going.
just popped out of nowhere, waking up the character. Alright, so I really don't think the English dub is really that bad at all. I think it's pretty well done so far. So let me see, try and test the stamina glitch with the hopping, and looks like my stamina's not restoring while I'm hopping through there. And I'm gonna open up to see if there's any different changes to the hotkeys, or well, the key bindings, I mean. So it looks like your skills are still the same, all the movements, all the bursts. Looks pretty much the same. Oh, Adventure Handbook screen, that's brand new. Wish screen is brand new as well. And it looks like co-op screen is the same. And it looks like chat screen, that's cool. That means you can actually talk to someone, probably for co-op. And everything else looks about the same. That's really cool. Really cool. Alright, let's see the graphics. Looks like there is FPS selection, so 60. You can switch that. And I'm going to set all my settings to high because my computer is not too old and this game doesn't take as much to run. Audio nothing, message nothing. Oh, game language, it covers a lot. Voiceover language, so this is like the dub. Looks like there is Chinese on top, English, which is what the default is, like because we're playing on the North American server. And it looks like the bottom one is Korean, and I think that grayed out one is, I'm pretty sure that's Japanese. So I guess I can only try out the Korean really, because I already know about the Chinese voices in the game so far for the characters. And so I'll try out English and switch between English and Korean to see how it is. But maybe first I'll start out with Chinese. But yeah, the Japanese voice actors are actually really stacked once they get that working. We're completely fleshed out. It's probably gonna be after this test, but basically they're using voice actresses and voice actors from like pretty well-known animes out there. So that's actually really awesome. Can't wait to hear what it's like. There's some samples on their website right now. I would go check that out if you haven't yet. Really great voice actors and actresses for the characters. Okay, so this is me cutting in here. So future me. So one thing I noticed was that after 50 minutes of playing, I checked my recordings and I noticed that there is kind of really stuttery at some points, and that's because of my recording settings in OBS, and I kind of screwed up somewhere, and it worked. I tested it in another game and it worked fine, but apparently in Genshin Impact it doesn't like the settings, and it just like stutters really bad, especially when I'm attacking or in combat or like turning the camera around really fast, and it makes me nauseous at certain points. So I'm gonna cut out as much as I can. So bear with me. It might be a bit weird jumping around, but this beginning part is mostly just like exactly the same, except for like Paimon's like dialogue might be a little bit different. All right, going back.
没路走了，那就爬上去吧。攀爬会消耗体力，体力用光的话，需要时间来。
All right, so you got to hear Paimon's voice in Chinese again. Now let's switch to Korean and see how different it is.
그럼 이제 목적지로 출발하는 거야. 목적지는 바로 7신성이야. 이 세상에는 7명의 신이 있어. 네가 찾고 있는 신은 누구지?
Okay, wow, Korean sounds really different, especially for Paimon. I don't think it fits her voice at all, and that, yeah, I'm probably not gonna ever get used to it. I've watched some K-dramas and stuff because I've seen some K-dramas and I should be fine with it, but in this game it doesn't fit. Seems like it. And it looks like Sunsetia might have replaced apples. That's kind of depressing. Apples were awesome. They're like the main source of healing in the game. In that, well, at least in Closed beta 1. So you can see Sunsetia restores 300 HP. So I don't remember how much apples restored, but I don't know if they got rid of apples completely for this, or it's just like you might get some apples later on. I don't know. I don't see any apples so far though. Really sad. So that's all we did. I think most players did in closed beta 1. We just kind of just stock up on apples and spam it instead of actually getting spam apples instead of like using like a healer or whatnot. Alright, gonna switch the voice probably back to English. I might stick with English honestly with this one our test phase because it's completely different like voice actors, so it would be really interesting to see. And it makes it easier for like viewers to and myself to pay like not have to read while playing the game.
That's a statue of the Seven! There are a few of these statues scattered across the land to show the Seven's protection over the world. Among the 7 gods, this god controls the wind. Paimon's not sure whether the god you're looking for is the animal god, but Paimon will take you to the animal god's place first, and there's the reason why.
Alright, prologue.
As we all know, poetry and language flow like the wind.
Actually, this is funny. Prologue was actually when we beat the dragon. We're like, everyone was like, "What? That was just the prologue." So that just kind of reminds me of that. It's probably gonna be the same thing here.
반드시 여동생의 소식이 있을 거야. 당연히 신의 응답을 받을 수 있는지는 시험해봐야 알 수 있어. 그럼 빨리 가보자.
So one thing I need to remember to do is, so I'm gonna be switching between the two voices just to see what's like on some of the characters. But I'm really probably gonna stick with English honestly, because at this point I'm not gonna get used to the Korean voices, and I'm pretty sure someone's gonna post like post versions with using Korean or Chinese. So if you really want to view it, you can check those out.
You can swim right over.
All right, it looks like we found our first statue again. So as you remember, this is kind of where we get our Anemo powers. Anemo? I think that's how you say it. Alright, so a quick recap: whenever we go to these statues, we open up more of the map so we can see what's actually out there. And you can see, wow, it's like so much bigger. Like, that's massive. Like, Mondstadt's usually just around this area, you can see right here. But like, this area past there must be Liu Harbor.
Oh, did you just feel the elements of the world? Seems all you had to do was just touch the statue and you got the power of Anemo.
Yep.
As much as they may want it, people in this world can never get a hold of powers as easily as you. Aha! It's because you're not from this world to begin with. If we keep heading west from here, we'll eventually reach Mondstadt, the city of freedom. Mondstadt is the city of wind because they worship the god of Anemo. So perhaps, because you got power from the god of Anemo, you can find some clues there. There are also lots of bards there, so perhaps one of them has heard news of your sister. Let's move then. The elements in this world responded to your prayers, and Paimon thinks that's a lovely sign.
Good old Palm Vortex. gonna try it out in Korean. Kind of curious what it sounds like, if it's different, how different it is compared to like, Chinese and Korean.
이건 네가 일곱 신상에서 얻은 바람 원수의 힘이야. 아, 부럽다. 나도 이렇게 멋지게 싸우고 싶어.
I gave Korean another try, and I still can't get used to it. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna switch back to English. But let's see here. Oh, there's a notice tab I just missed. Let's see here. It's kind of weird it doesn't pause the game when I have the screen open, but it looks like they have like game news in here. You know, I can see event things. Daily login. Oh, it looks like every time we log in we get some sort of reward. Intertwined Fate. And then we got Beginner's Wish. F3 to tap the star icon. New weapons, characters, win new. Oh, sounds like a gacha. Okay, that's fine. Your first set is guaranteed to receive Noel. It was a Geo type. Oh, that's cool. Geo element. That's interesting. And then we got Standard Wish. Every 10 wish set is guaranteed to include at least one character or a 4-star weapon. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about like having characters on Gacha right now, because I would like to test all of them, and now it's relying on luck to get them. That's not cool. Hopefully my luck is pretty well, hopefully it's pretty good in this test phase. I'm hoping so I can test more characters. I got Barbara, the healer, the singing healer from the Hydro healer. Then you got Noel, and then you got Keel, Pyro, and Bennett, another Pyro user. Looks like there's an increased rate too, which is nice. Good, that's good. I can't even pronounce that. Zing. Hydro, another Hydro user. Beidou, Electro, cool. And of course you got Xiao. Wow, there's a lot of new characters. You got Ningguang and everything too. That is, look, it's just a lot of different characters. Oh, okay. Then you got some characters I recognize like Xiangling, Razor, Venti. And then there's this Fischl. I don't know who that is. Alright, you can see also Gacha banners. That's a lot. Okay, anyways, let's continue. But first, I need to see this closed beta shop and see what's in here. Before I used to be able to just buy, I believe apples out of here. Doesn't look like there's apples, but there is a lot of material in here. Okay, so probably for crafting or something. Oh, it looks like you can. I think these things are for Gacha. It looks like adventure rank 4 is required to use these wishing items. So wishing sounds like it's the Gacha stuff. So that means I am adventure rank 2, so I need to rank up a couple times. And it looks like we can unlock Barbara, so that's cool. Cool to see that we can unlock Barbara without having to roll completely for her. And then you got the party setup. Yep, you can add your characters, but of course I only have one character right now. I haven't met Amber yet or any of the other characters. So yeah, I think this is probably a good spot to stop right here. I'm gonna probably have to head to town first because I need that glider. Because last time I played with a glider for a long time and that was such a pain. Well, I'll see you guys later.